Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pirates post game or the BATTLIN BUCS. So I'm Mason Spassky, your host here with you. Right before I go to bed, I figured I'd do this with you guys. Today we are going to discuss the past week for the Pirates. We're going to recap games against the Athletics and the Rockies. We are also going to discuss the MLB standings and take a look around the rest of the MLB. And we will also preview the upcoming week series against the Angels and the Cubs. So that's today's itinerary. Sorry I sound a little like stagnant and all that. I'm just tired again, ready to go to bed, and it's pretty late. So that's pretty much it, and I was just getting set up now, but I'm going to try to keep it quiet. We're going to actually really try hard to get through this tonight relatively quick. So, yeah. Let's get right to it. Monday, April 29th, the Pirates went to Oakland, taking on the Oakland Athletics, where they lost by a final score of 5-1. This game only proved how bad the Pirates' hitting was as of late, as Bailey Falter did not have the worst of starts. Certainly it wasn't a pretty start, but it was not the worst of starts either. So, hopefully Falter rebounds here sooner rather than later. Get the Pirates back on track. So, yeah, hopefully Falter does that, and the team looks better in the coming weeks and months. So, hope for the best there, but it was a bad loss, 5-1 to Oakland. This series only got uglier as we lost by a final score of 5-2 on Tuesday night in Oakland. Mitch Keller made the start. He didn't do bad, but he certainly didn't do good either. Bottom line is this: our pitching and hitting needs to be better. This series really exposed us. Did not look very good at all this series, and we now in back-to-back years lost series to the most horrid team in baseball. Although they're not that bad this year, and our standings update's going to prove that. But it's unacceptable. We've only the past 2 years won one game against the Oakland Athletics. That's probably a league low. That's pathetic. We don't take advantage of opportunities. We just don't, and we have to find ways to be better. We just do. Enough of this nonsense. Really, it's time to put the nonsense in the rearview mirror and get to winning baseball. And it starts with the hitting. It does. On Wednesday, May 1st, the hitting really was awful, and the pitching was pretty bad too, as we lost our final game ever at the Oakland Coliseum, getting swept by the Oakland A's 4-0. 3 runs in a series won't win you anything. It'll lose you every game, pretty much. That's what happened. We looked pathetic. We looked dead. We looked lifeless in Oakland. You cannot have that. So, no more of this nonsense. No more of this nonsense. So, yeah, can't happen. Moving on now to Friday, May the 3rd. The Pirates lost to the Colorado Rockies 3-2. O'Neal Cruz hit a home run late to give the Pirates hope. We're down 3-0 going into the 9th. O'Neal Cruz, like I just said, hit a home run, gave us hope, made it 3-2. That wasn't enough, though, so we still lost. So very unfortunate for the Pirates. Yesterday, our hitting... So we now had lost 5 straight games. And our record's 14-19. There was no clear path to success. Looked awful. We just lost to the Rockies, 2 at home. Saturday was bad too. Yesterday. 0-0 going into the 9th. We had an opportunity. Bases were loaded after they locked O'Neal Cruz, and Jack Sawinski comes up. Sawinski finally breaks through, and the Pirates win 1-0. Awesome. Today, the Pirates were down 3-0. We all thought it was game over. It wasn't, though. They proved they were the BATTLIN BUCS once again, coming back from down 3-0 to win 5-3. The Pirates team we saw the past 2 days needs to be the Pirates team we see more. Now, granted, we should not be celebrating a series win over the league worst Colorado Rockies. However, we need to take what we could get at this point. This is abysmal. It really is. Our hitting is atrocious. These guys can't hit the ball for their lives, some of them. So we need to be better, and we need to find ways to look good past the first 2 weeks of the year. Enough is enough. It's a whole season, and it's time to be competitive the whole year. Now, granted, we didn't start 20-8, and if this means a sign of possibly not starting out so strong and saving some energy for those summer months, June, July, August, then I'm all for it. But again, you cannot get swept in Oakland. Even if we win one of those games, we're 17-18 right now with a chance to be 500 tomorrow. Just one. If we win 2, we're above 500. So you know what? This team is not as bad as you may think. Let's look back. We lost 3-4 on that walk-off in Philly. We played the Phillies well, and they're the best team in baseball right now. They can't lose. Played them well. That could have been a win. That would have made us 17-18. You win both those games against. You win that one game against the Brewers where you playing Contreras and we had the lead and we lost. You're 18-17. You have a little better hitting against San Francisco one of those games. You're 19-16. You beat Oakland just one game. One. You're 20-15. And if you sweep the Rockies, you're 20-14. It adds up. This team is not bad. This team could be easily sitting right now 21-14. And that's pretty much right now the record of the Atlanta Braves, who are 20-12. And it is the record of the Cubs, who are having a good year at 21-14. So this Pirates team is not as abysmal as you may think. They're just making dumb mistakes. And they're hitting poorly. Once the poor hitting stops and the dumb mistakes stop, this team will be competitive. If that means firing Andy Haynes or firing Derek Stone, then you go ahead and do that. We've waited this long, and we finally have somewhat of a competitive team, I feel like. Don't let certain people ruin it. We've got to be better. We do. All right, enough with the rant. We're going to go through the standings here, and then I'll discuss series with the Angels and the Cubs this week. They're both at home, and what the week's going to look like. So, yeah. AL East right now, we got the Baltimore Orioles, 23-11, leading the division. New York Yankees, 23-13, 1 game back of them. Boston Red Sox, 19-16, 4.5 games back. Tampa Bay Rays, 17-18, 6.5 back. And the Toronto Blue Jays, 16-19, 7.5 back. AL Central, we got the Guardians sitting pretty at 22-12. They're having a great year winning that division. Twins, they're 2.5 back at 19-14. Royals, 20-15, 2.5 back. Tigers, 18-16, 4 games back. And the White Sox, 8-26, 14 games back. Tied for the worst record in the league with Colorado. Not good times in on the south side of Chicago. But everyone said the AL Central was going to suck this year. 4 out of 5 teams are 500. You want to look at the division that sucks? AL West. Let's look at it. Selway. Seattle Mariners, 19-15. They're leading that division. Texas Rangers, 19-16. Half game back. They're looking good. Oakland Athletics, surprisingly, they were 17-18. Not as bad as you may think. They're on the right track, and they'll be competitive in 2 or 3 years. You watch. Perfect timing for Vegas. 2.5 back. Astros, 12-22. They finally escaped last place today. They're 7 games back, but still far out of this. Angels, 12-22, 7 games back. If Houston wants to be the least bit competitive, They need to get it together very soon. I see they're starting to, but it's still not looking good for them right now. NL East, Philadelphia Phillies leading that division 24-11. They're the best team in baseball. They're playing amazing right now. Atlanta Braves 20-12, 2.5 back. Nationals 17-17, 6.5 back. Mets 16-18, 7.5 back. Marlins 10-26, 14.5 back. I predicted Philly would win the World Series this year. They are looking like a team that could go far. That's all I'm going to say. NL Central, Brewers and Cubs are tied for the divisional lead. Milwaukee is 20-13. The Cubs are 21-14. Reds 16-18, 4.5 back. Pirates 16-19, 5 games back. Cardinals 15-19, 5.5 back. Or 5.5 back, yeah. So we're not in last place anymore. Woo woo, good job. NL West time, we got the Dodgers 23-13. Padres 18-19, 5.5 back. Diamondbacks 15-20, 7.5 back. Same with the Giants, 15-20, 7.5 back. And then Colorado is 8-26, 14 games back. Wildcard time now. Let's take a look at it. The top 2 teams get byes, the best 2 division leaders. Right now, that's the 1 seed Orioles and the 2 seed Guardians. The other wildcard game, the wildcard matchups would be the number 6 seed Kansas City Royals against the number 3 seed Seattle Mariners. The number 5 seed Minnesota Twins against the number 4 seed New York Yankees. The 7th best team 1 game out are the Red Sox. The 8th best team 1 game out are the Rangers. 9th best team 1.5 games out are the Tigers. 10th best team 3 games out are the A's. 11th best team also 3 games out are the Rays. And 12th best team 4 games out are the Blue Jays. 13th best team 7.5 games back are the Astros. Second to last are the Angels, 7.5 back, and our last are the White Sox, 11.5 back. So that'll be interesting. White Sox and the Angels right now are the 2 teams I could say, you could pretty much eliminate them from postseason contention because they stink this year and they're not going anywhere. So that's all I'll say. Teams like Houston, Toronto, Tampa Bay, possibly even Detroit, Texas, or Boston could make noise there, but I think this postseason picture is pretty darn okay right now. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to this current AL postseason. You get the Royals back, you get the Mariners hosting, and it looks cool. So I wouldn't be opposed to this at all. Looks good. NL, the Phillies, the number 1 seed, they'd get a bye. Number 2 seed Dodgers would get a bye. Number 6, I told you this could possibly happen. I picked them to be 82-80, better than most people, but number 6 right now would be the Washington Nationals against the number 3 seed Milwaukee Brewers. Can you believe that? We told you the Nationals would be 82-80 this year. They're 17-17 right now. They're doing better than most people thought. I told you this was possible. Nobody believed in the Nationals. I did. So I'm just saying that we are an accurate channel. We may not get love from the mainstream, but we're telling you the truth. And I said the Blue Jays weren't going to be that good. They're not very good right now. I get it. It's early. We just started May. However, these are trends that you need to keep an eye on. Because some of them will hold. Like the Nationals, they may not go 82-80. They might go 79-83, but still better than most people what they thought. Blue Jays, they might not go 75-87 like I projected, but they might only win 81 games. You missed the playoffs while doing so. Bottom line is this. We tell the truth somewhat. Now, granted, I was a total and complete idiot for picking the White Sox to win 77 games. But I think I did a pretty good job. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, we got number 6 Washington against number 3 Milwaukee. And then you have number 5 Chicago Cubs against the 4th seed Atlanta Braves. All right, moving on now. 7th seed Padres, they're half game out. 8th seed Reds, 1 game out. 9th seed Mets, 1 game out. 10th seed Pittsburgh Pirates, we are 1.5 game out right now, which is not bad at all. 11th seed the Cardinals, they're 2 games out. Arizona Diamondbacks, 2.5 out. Third to last, the Giants, 2.5 out. Second to last, the Marlins, 8 back. And the Rockies are 9 back in last. So the Marlins and Rockies, yeah, they're not making postseason runs this year. Those 4 teams, the Angels, the White Sox, the Marlins, and Rockies, are pretty much obvious sellers at the deadline and highly unlikely to be in the postseason this year. So just one more thing before I go. We're going to look ahead to the Pirates' schedule this week, and we will discuss some Paul Skeens. We know his call-up date's coming soon. We just don't know when it is yet. It will be interesting for sure to see when it is, but here we go. But anyway, let's look at the week ahead. Head Monday, tomorrow night, 6:40 p.m., Angels against Pirates at PNC Park. Tuesday at 6:40, Angels Pirates. Wednesday, 12:35, Angels Pirates. This would be an interesting series. I'd really like to see us sweep this one. However, if we could take 2 from them, I'd be thrilled. So that's our goal. That needs to be our goal right now. Just get 2 out of 3 from the Angels, and things will be good. And that would be awesome. Just take 2 out of 3. Cubs. Friday night, 6:40. They're saying it could be the big night Friday night, the night that they finally decide to put Paul Skeens on a major league mound at PNC Park. So it's very possible that happens. I'd love to see that happen. He's done good at AAA. If they need to give him 1 or 2 more starts, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But I think at the most he needs just 1 more start. If not 1, he's ready to be called up now. It's not like it's going to provide help to the team because our issue right now is hitting, not pitching. And he's a pitcher, but it'll get people excited and provide hope that this team is ready to compete now, and it needs to be ready to compete now. So that would be great if they called him up for Friday night. However, if it's not time yet, it's not time yet. So I'm excited to see him in the majors, and I hope his time is soon. That's all I'm going to say. But I'd love to see that Friday night. 4:05 p.m. on Saturday against the Cubs, and 1:35 on Sunday, on Mother's Day, against the Cubs. Anyway, if we could take 1 from the Cubs, because the Cubs are having a good year, if we could take 1 out of 3, I'd be thrilled. For sure. So this week, we need to go 3-3, at the least. If we go 3-3, that puts us in a good position. Would be 19-22. Not bad, not good. However, there's a little bit of bad news. We have our toughest road trip of the year immediately after against the Brewers and Cubs, which in all likelihood you're probably only winning 1 game on that trip, maybe 2. So if we could win 4 games this homestand, 4 more games, that'd be it. If we go 6-3 this homestand, I would be happy. I really would be. So yeah, we need to focus on winning against the Angels, because the schedule gets super tough after them, and it won't get easier anytime soon. Play the Giants at home at the end of May, then the Braves, then we head to Detroit and Toronto, which won't be a walk in the park that trip. And then we come home to the years of the Dodgers and the Twins. And then before you know it, it'll be the All-Star break. So if you want to go be 500 or under 5 games, maybe 5 games under or below that, we need to take 3 games this week. We really do. And not risk falling behind against these teams. We had our opportunity against the A's and the Rockies, and I hate to say it, but we kind of blew it. We did. We have to be better. And it starts this week. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm glad you listened to me. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Peace.